Okay, all packed up for the trip. I like to stick my little water bottle in here because those ones, I've never had one that didn't leak. That's a proper one too. And then my new pack, my camping pants that I don't put on until after the Mills pack. There we go, starting the adventure. Just stopped to get some beer for the cooler and some breakfast sandwiches. I haven't recorded any of the trip because it's all been highway through town. So we stop at this place. I'm gonna try to do this without cursing too much. It's a popular chain restaurant, and I can't say which one, I don't think. But America runs on them. Anyway, I saw a sandwich and it said Beyond Sausage. Oh, and I thought about getting it. And then I read underneath of it in the fine print and it said 10 grams of plant-based protein. Don't fucking call it sausage. It's fucking plant-based. Why? Why the fuck would you do that? The tree huggers want the plant-based stuff. You don't call it sausage. Jesus Christ. Fuck.
Code monkey, get up, get coffee. Code monkey, go to job. Code monkey, have boring meeting with boring manager Rob. Rob say code monkey very diligent, but his output stink. His code not functional or elegant. What do code monkey think? Code monkey think maybe manager wanna write goddamn login page himself. Code monkey not say it out loud. Code monkey not crazy, just proud. Code monkey like Fritos. Code monkey like Tab and Mountain Dew. Code monkey, very simple.
A map and another map. There's nobody at the kiosk. So when we pull in, I think we started right around here. And now we've driven around. Google had us park somewhere weird, so now we are here. And it looks like we just go down and we're on the primitive trail. This goes to the bike path. But when we look at the sign, oh, it is Blaze Orange Hike Trail. We were just about to hike down and see if we can find the hiking trail because it's paved, but I think we can. So we're just gonna go a little bit to make sure before we take the packs. But it looks like we go south on this, then we break over to find the primitive sites. So there we go.
With big, warm, fuzzy, secret heart. Code monkey like you. Code monkey like you.
But it's still nice. I don't know if it'll be paved the whole way or not, but it's still enjoyable and it's an easy hike since it's paved. Here's Mel with her new pack. These packs are pretty nice. They distribute the weight quite a bit better than my other one. Since it's off my back, I can feel air coming up between the pack and my back too. And it's got a nice pad right where my hips are. Very nice. So assuming we're going the right way, eventually, hopefully we'll see a sign to get off to the primitive camping.
Code monkey hang around at front desk till your sweater look nice. Code monkey offer buy you soda, bring you cup, bring you ice. You say no thank you for the soda cause soda make you fat. Anyway, you busy with the telephone, no time for chat. Code monkey have long walk back to cubicle. He sit down, pretend to work. Code monkey not thinking so straight. Code monkey not feeling so great. Code monkey like Fritos. Code monkey like Tab and Mountain Dew. Code monkey very simple man, with big warm fuzzy secret heart. Code monkey like you. Code monkey like you.
Well, we are on a 1.9 mile loop and we saw this little sighting area. It's got a bench. Thought we'd come in and check it out. What is it? Grave site. Pioneer frontier graves were often surrounded by rocks, seashells, or pieces of household pottery. You can pause if you want to read the whole thing. So then you can see the stones in there. But dead people. We're not gonna do any other trails. We just thought we'd come see what this was. Maybe get a little bit of that bench.
Code Monkey have every reason to get out this place. Code Monkey, just keep on working. See your soft, pretty face. Much rather wake up, eat a coffee cake, take bath, take nap. This job fulfilling in creative way, such a load of crap. Code Monkey thinks someday he have everything, even pretty girl like you. Code Monkey just waiting for now.
What is this we're coming up on? Looks like a return from the loop. Oh, picnic table. Neat. Looks like maybe that's a split. I don't know. We're gonna have to adventure and find out. Because orange is usually the hiking path. So that would be, I guess, the loop part. I'm gonna keep going though, find out.
Code Monkey says someday, somehow. Code Monkey like Fritos. Code Monkey like Tab and Mountain Dew. Code Monkey, very simple man. Big, warm, fuzzy, secret heart. Code.
A hiker on the way out. Been kind of back and forth looking for shade. Some spots don't have any shade. We're on a 3-mile loop now. I estimated we had about a mile left. That guy said we still got a little way to go, but they're right back here. So good to know we're on the right track since we've never been here before. And the maps that we have don't actually cover this part. So spot here we're gonna stop and take a break at. Been hiking for a little bit, so I'll see what this sign says. There's one side of that's in the shade. Oh, that's just saying you're on a 3-mile loop if you go that way. So I think we gotta cut this way. I don't know. We'll find out when we get going again.
Monkey like you. Code Monkey like you.
You may recognize this spot from where we stopped earlier. What happened was we went around that 3-mile loop all the way because partway around we found another 1.9. See, this says a 3-mile loop, but it's confusing because when you come up this way, it also has the hiking trail. So what we've done, because there's no real way, once we realized stuff was off, we called Joe. He doesn't know the park that well. Of course, it was just a long shot. Nobody really would. So then, since we have signal and everything, we downloaded the All Trails app because when you see it, it will, you got the All Trails app? It shows you, I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, if you bring up any trail in the park, because they don't have the hiker's trail, it'll give you the entire trail map of the park, and the trail you're on will be highlighted in red. But it also shows your GPS location and stuff like which way you're facing. So now we use the map that I found on the internet of the park with the backcountry sites marked, and we're using our GPS in the All Trails app to get there. So hopefully not much longer now. I don't think Mel's too happy about our learning experience, but at least we're out of the dark now. We're back on track. It is actually marked. You just can't let yourself get pulled off onto what seems like the logical path. So we're primitive too. And we're going that way after Mel has a break. I think she's happy we know where we're at now and signs are marked. So. Little scouting mission. I finally talked Mel into sitting on a log back there. She's having a rough time. Just really needs a break. But, you know, I like to stay moving and stuff. And but here's the deal. This is why I finally convinced her. Yeah, if you're having a miserable time, especially if it's just miserable because of how long you've been going, just stop for a break. The only thing that you're going to happen is if you keep driving on, this is going to be miserable the whole time. If you want to recover a little bit, stop and recover a little bit. There's no sense in like being tough on the trail. We're not pressed for any time or anything like that. Yeah, so remember that shit when you guys are out hiking or out, yeah, just doing stuff in nature. If your body's telling you to rest, rest. If you keep pushing, it's just gonna progressively get worse. Anyway, hopefully within a few minutes I'll find this campsite I'm looking for, if it's marked or anything like that, or a trail split, so I know how far it is and I can tell Mel. Campsite 2, but I'm gonna walk up this one for one because I want to see what their primitive campsites are like. They said you're not supposed to have fires outside of a fire ring. Yeah, here we go. Look at that. Got a little grill, picnic table. There should be a fire ring out here maybe. Nice little clearing. Good stuff. Oh man, we didn't bring any actual food for the grill. One thing I'm not really seeing is a fire ring. Looks like we'll have a fire in the grill if that's the way campsite number 2 is. I'll scout around a little. Oh, nope, here it is. Oh, I thought that was a square, but it is right here. Fire ring. Okay, that's good. So it's only like 2 minutes back from where Mel stopped. I'm gonna go back there. I'm gonna probably eat some jerky and some trail mix we brought, mostly so that she will too, and then get a little energy. And then I think we can be more than half mile from primitive number 2. So this is looking good. We finally did it. Lost most of the day turning around, consulted with the biker, and they said there wasn't anything down this way after the trail overlapped. We found it on the map. I'm not sure if we're gonna stay here tonight because it didn't look too great for a hammock. Been hiking all day, but what we found out is we can just hike the bike trail straight back. There's still enough time to sit around, camp a little bit, and then make it back to the car before the park closes. So the lady said she didn't see any signs this way. There wasn't anything except for the Suncoast Trail. So after Mel got back, I scouted this way. Just happened to see a table. And it is not marked directly off the trail. This is primitive site 2. We have a table, still a grill, got a fire ring. Somebody's nice enough to leave some wood. Then there's a little clearing. I don't know, maybe a hammock will go up there. And then there's not really much else for space. I mean, if we did set the hammock up there, I could maybe tent out here, but it's definitely not as big or as nice as the other one. It's too bad we couldn't see them before we registered. So maybe we'll chalk this one up and go do 1 next time because it was really nice and now we know the way. Or maybe we'll make it happen. I don't know. I'm not very excited after being lost all day. What was supposed to be about a 3-mile hike. I'm at least gonna have a beer though. So we ended up, get in here. We ended up being lost and hiking everywhere. So it should have been 3 to 4 mile hike. And when we first got lost on the 1 3-mile loop, we did an extra 3 miles. And then the signage for the primitive campgrounds took us the long way around, unnecessarily around the loop where primitive campsite 1 is.
and it was really frustrating. But I think I put at least 8 miles on this pack, and it's loaded. It's loaded quite a bit. It's heavier than I would normally pack my other pack, and it feels better. My shoes are a different story, but I'll show you the pack. Okay, let's see what we can get here. So this is how I'm loaded up. You can see I put my tent on the outside, which isn't 100% necessary. I did pack this all the way up to make sure that everything fit inside, so I know I can fly with it, and it does. But so this just fits on nicely right here. I'd seen other campers do it, and I kind of wanted to fit stuff in here differently. So I've got way too much stuff for an overnight too. This loaded really well. I'm not going to pull out all the stuff I have in the tops, but I'll just show you some of the stuff I have inside of here. So I have my fuel in case we couldn't get a fire. This is my food bag. I have enough food for more than the amount of time I'm staying here. So Mel and I both have one for today, one for the morning, and then in case we stayed for lunch. But each of those is 2 servings, so we're doubled up and probably have an extra meal just in case something like if we got friggin' lost. Cook kit. Personal grooming device. You can't be out with this mane and not have a brush, baby. Clothes bag. We all know I gotta wear extra clothes. Now, I will say I was sweating like a whore in church, but the mesh and the extra padding between me and this bag was really nice. Not only could I feel the air and my back wasn't sweating into the pack, but it also didn't get the pack wet. It's not wet, so super happy with that. I may have to lower the shoulder thing just once because if I just exaggerate my posture, it balanced a little better. So just 1 notch down, but yeah, the sweating was good. All my extra paracords that I carry. I did change my fishing kit. I took a garlic thing and I soaked it in dish soap, wrapped some line around it. I tied a clove hitch here and then just put some tape on it. But inside here, like I've got quite a bit of tackle in here. So this is much smaller than my other fishing kit. But I don't have the waterproof container now, which that'd be cool. Everything fit in here. I brought the stakes, but I didn't bring the extra tarp. Here's the funny part. This is why I'm unpacking my video on camera. Also have the full cooler. It's got 8 16-ounce cans and 2 small bottles of wine in there for Mel, individual bottles. And as soon as I realized that would fit in my pack, I unpacked it and packed it so the weight would be at the bottom. On a 3-mile hike, that would have been great, but as far as we hiked, this should have just been strapped around my shoulder because it changed the distribution. You don't want that much weight in your pack for that long of a hike unless you need the items in it. And that was just to be silly because I didn't realize we were going to triple the distance. Yeah, and then, you know, the Fiskars and the saw and my other cooking appliances are all in there too. So I mean, it fits friggin' everything I need in there. I don't think this is going to be a good hammock site, so I don't think we're going to stay. But I do want to have a drink. Mel will probably celebrate with her wine. It's still a little cold. I'm going to have at least 1 beer. I've got 8 in there and then 1 more of those bottles for Mel. So at least we'll celebrate. We found the place. Next time we come out, this was more exploration anyway. I didn't expect it to go so fucking bad. But we did get to test the packs out, and next time we'll know, you know, get primitive site 1. I still kind of want to see site 3, so I don't know, maybe I'll put this in the bushcraft group, and then if someone else comes out here and can catch site 3 when you're out here, that'd be awesome, because I'd really like to know what site 1 was great. I thought site 2 was going to be just like it, and that would have been awesome. I mean, I videoed site 1, it was awesome, but we don't have enough time. Like, they close at 6 here, so we got to be out, and it's I think 3 now. So 1 beer, we're gonna hike straight up the bike path, get back to the home base, and then drive out. No harm done, really. Yeah, but so we'll call this a recon trip. No harm done except for Mel may have hated the hike a little bit. Though at the end, it was recon time, and the lady said there wasn't anything this way, so I was going to scout the other way, and she went ahead and went. I think it was maybe to get some footwork in without that pack on. But then she sat, and I went this way. This was my gut anyway. It should have went with my gut. Pretty much every time it's been accurate, go with my gut. But the trails here are wrapped up. They're not marked good. That why would you say go this way for site 1 and 2 when it's 2's not on that trail? 1 is. It's a loop for site 1. Oh, so mad. And it split the other way to go to 3. If they would have said 2 and 3 this way, it would have been great. I guess if you're out for a nice long hike, then that's good. But I mean, we were more trying to hike and have some fun with the packs and get to the site. We wanted this to be level easy, like the first step up from Ocala for Mel. We're trying to gradually pump up the volume a little bit, and it's like you're running at the pool and you slip and fall in the fucking deep end and you hit your head on the way in. You're not quite knocked out, but you can't figure out which fucking way to go to get back up. And then you finally get up and you're glad you didn't die. Like, I think maybe that's how she feels. I don't know. It was definitely like, there was a couple times where I was like, maybe we can just camp here. Because, I mean, in the end, it's backcountry camping. But with this being like a preserve kind of place, I didn't want to get in fucking trouble. Yeah, I don't know. I should have looked better at the map, too. The problem is the maps are conflicting and names are conflicting. They call this primitive site, and on the map, it's listed as backcountry site. So when I went and got it, I thought I might as well reserve primitive site just in case, but that sounds like a tent site. And then if it is one of the tent sites up front, we'll just hike to the backcountry. It's no issue. And that wasn't it. So like the names, the trail, like the loops that go off the hiking trail are still blaze orange, and maybe they shouldn't be. There's only one sign before you get to the split for the primitive sites. There's nothing that says primitive site this way, even though the loop goes this way. So I don't know. It was a little fucked, but I'm used to the places that I used to go hike back home, and I'm not used to this one. So Recon, a few times out here. It's relatively close. It's 40 miles from the house. So a few times out, and we'll have it down. We'll know what's up. So I'm not discouraged. I did a little bit because, I mean, she got upset there, and I try to keep a good mindset. It's a lot harder when the people with you are not. So I got aggravated there for a while, and then I'm like, why they fucking mark it this way, and that kind of ruined stuff. But I got my head back in the right place pretty quick. Other than my feet hurting, I think it was good. You know, I fuck up out here all the time. That's how I learn shit. I didn't want any kind of rocks in her first few experiences. So we'll see if she goes out with me again, and hopefully we'll do it right next time. We know the way to Primitive 1 next time. If nobody gets a video of Primitive 3 for me, we'll rent Primitive 1 and go out there and make sure we have a good time. Or, you know, the bushcraft. We're having one at the bushcraft at McNeil, and that's a pull-in, so get a few more good ones before we have another harsh trip. Anyway, I'm pretty sure we're going home, so about a half hour here fucking around, and then we'll pack up and head that way. It was a good day for hiking. Really happy with my pack, and there was really no better way to check it out than this, because you know, you get thrown in the deep end, and I'm really happy with it. I'm going to make that adjustment on the shoulder pad, and it was a righteous buy. $80. Fuck yeah. Her pack, I put mine down, and I was helping her get hers off, and I grabbed it, and I picked it up, and I was like, oh man, it's so light, but it's heavy for her. But I mean, I don't know, benefits of being a strong man. Okay, we're gonna celebrate finding our way, and then we're out. So.
Okay, so we did end up leaving. And the hike out was, man, I got pretty bad blisters on my feet. But the hike out was a little bit brutal because we had a time limit and we just had to keep a brisk pace without stopping. And then, you know, I talked about having a cold one with Joe, and he invited us over to his place, so we had a fire in the backyard, had a few beers, messed around. So that was pretty cool. Good to hang out with Joe. He was gonna hike out to the site, once we got the GPS coordinates. So other than the blisters on my feet, I'm no worse for wear. And then Mel's legs are very, very sore. But she doesn't seem discouraged. So I think everything went well. And thanks to Joe for the hospitality. He had a big cooler full of ice, and we stuck the beers in. He made the fire for us. Had the bug spray out, and chatted with him and his wife, and all around a good time. It's cool to find a place that's so close to home now. So we'll be able to go out camping or hiking or whatever whenever we want. And then now, Joe's right up in that area too, and we've been camping together a few times. So it's kind of nice, everything close to home. But anyway, I think it was a good trip. And now we know too. So next time we know the way to go right to Primitive 1. So I think we're talking about going out to explore one time and not camp and just check out Site 3. But we also talked about go ahead and get in Site 1 and then going without the packs, starting out early and going to check out Site 3 and then packing into Site 1. But it's great that we know we get the layout of the park now. I could walk right back to Site 1 without getting lost. Maybe I'll put a couple pictures of the blister on my foot in. So yeah, that's going to go up now. If you don't want to see it, just shut it off now. And then